The next problem that we are going to do is number 7. Number 7, is this one factorable? No, number 7 is not factorable. We already found that out. So what I want to do is the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula, again, I encourage you to write it down. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
What number is this one?
This is number 7. So we have a, b, and c right here. Can somebody tell me what a negative version of b is? Negative 9 plus and minus the square root. What is b? 9 squared minus 4 times what is a? 5 times what is c? Negative 3 all over 2 times a again is 5. So what I have done so far is simply plugged in the numbers into the formula. Once I plug the numbers into the formula, I have to calculate. I said before, what is it I should start with calculating? The inside the square root. You have a couple options if you want to. You can type in the entire inside into a calculator completely, and that will get you a good number. Or you can do the 9 squared is 81, and then figure out what 4 times 5 times 3 is, and then do the calculation. What do you say it was? 141. All right, so this is negative 9 plus or minus. The inside of this is 141. That's where this number comes from. All over 2 times 5 is 10. Once I have that, I just have to calculate out what the square root is. So the square root of 141, what is that? Yeah, that's it's close to 12. 144 is 12. So this is going to be plus or minus, you said 11.8. Did you calculate that, or are you guessing? It sounds right. Look, he says 11.87, so it's a good guess. So 11.87 all over 10. So once we have the square root of 141, which is what gets me this 11.87 right here, I'm going to calculate out the plus and the minus version. So right here we have a plus and minus. That's going to give me two calculations. It's going to get me negative 9 plus 11.87 over 10. And it's also going to get me negative 9 minus 11.87 over 10. Once we calculate out both of those are going to be my two answers. Negative 9 plus 11.87 over 10. That's going to be, 2.87 over 10, which is 0.28 or 0.29. Yeah, 287. So 0.29 is the answer for that. When I get to the next one, negative 9 minus 11.87, that's going to be a negative 20.87, right? Negative 20.87 over 10 is going to be equal to 2.09. Negative 2.09 whenever I calculate it. So again, the way that I did that is I calculated the top of each fraction, and then I divided those answers by 10. All right, so we have broken this down into each step. You plug in everything. You calculate the inside of the square root. You calculate what the square root actually is. Then you add and subtract to do those two answers. Are there any questions? What was the last one from the front section that was not factorable? The last one was 8 that was not factorable. So that's the one that we're going to do now. If you did not get a chance to copy that down, let me know later and I can help you. There's also going to be the video to watch.
Where do we go to find the video?
Miss Jessie has a website that I can provide for you, or she can provide for you, and you can look at the video for that. All right, the quadratic formula. Make sure you write it down. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I went a little overzealous with my all over there. Just needs to be under the negative b part. Can somebody tell me what a negative version of b is in this equation, number 11? Negative 3. Plus or minus?
Square root.
Square root.
3 squared.
3 squared.
Minus 4.
Minus 4.
Times 11.
A is 11. Times
Negative 2.
negative 2. All over
2 times 11.
2 times 11. So tell me the first thing that I'm going to calculate.
The inside the
Square root?
square root.
Good. The inside of the square root. 3 squared is 9 minus,
Minus
or plus
4
88,
plus 88.
right? This is negative 3 plus or minus the square root of something over 22. 88 plus 9 is 97. So the number on the inside of the square root of 97. Now the square root of 97. What is the square root of 97 approximately? 9.84. You use the calculator for that, I assume, right? Yeah. All right, that's fine. Negative 3 plus or minus 9.84 all over 22. I was going to guess 9.8, so that's good that your calculator confirmed that. Now I need to do two things from here. I need to do the plus and the minus version. So the plus version says negative 3 plus 9.84 over 22. Negative 3 plus 9.84 is like 6.84, something like that.
Yes.
6.84 divided by 22 is going to be a small decimal. I'm going to guess in the 0.2 range. Do it. 0.3 what?
I got 3, 10, 09, 09, 09.
All right, so 0.31 is what it starts with? Okay, good. I was going to guess 0.2. I was a little off. That's all right. 0.31. So 0.31 is the first answer. How do I find the second answer? I just did the plus version. What do I have to do now? Not the plus, but the minus. Negative 3 minus 9.84 over 22. Negative 3 minus 9.84 is negative 12.84 divided by 22. And that's going to be around 0.5, maybe 0.6.
I got negative 3.4.
Negative 12.84 divided by 22. Try that again. I think you might have done it upside down. Negative 12.84 divided by 22.
Got negative 0.58.
That's what I was guessing. Thank you. Negative 0.58. Negative 0.58 would be the second answer. So we have positive 0.31 and negative 0.58. These, again, are decimal approximations to the answers. Are there any questions about what you're doing here? The backside has a bunch of quadratic equations. Some of them may be factorable. You can use the quadratic formula on all of them. So you can try to factor it and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then you use the quadratic formula. It's a good question. Some of them you may just see that it's factorable just looking at it. But if you can't tell, you can always use the quadratic formula.